Okay.
Okay. Man, hearing that brings certain stimuli to my brain. There's a lot of things going on. Hello, everyone. Welcome to First20 here on StephenPlays. Today I have a very special guest with me, Dan.
Hey, how's it going,
Dan's
Steven?
here.
Hi, everybody.
We are jumping into Donkey Kong 64 for two reasons. For one, I wanted to do a First20 with Dan that meant a lot to him as a child, and that would be Donkey Kong 64. And it's also a game that I have had interesting opinions on in the past. I've said some things about it, and I think I've given the impression to people that I don't like it, and that's not true. I actually do like Donkey Kong 64, but I have a few opinions on it that I'll share. But I think it's appropriate now to do it because we just finished doing Donkey Kong Country 3, and we do not plan on doing an LP of this game. So this will kind of give everyone a chance to see me interacting with this game and also talk a little bit about it. So we're going to go ahead and jump into the game, and Dan is going to be playing. This is going to be a little reminiscent of whenever we did the Mega Man 2 First 20 with Alex, except Dan's going to be playing, because this was kind of your childhood game.
Yeah, I actually never played a Donkey Kong game other than this one, because I never had a Super Nintendo.
Okay.
So this was my first exposure to Donkey Kong. Well, I played one like on the Game Boy, but you know.
Oh, Donkey Kong Land.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
and
that's not bad. It's just a little different.
Yeah.
Oh, before you jump into the empty one, show
Yes.
my game 2.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is my personal save file. I have told some people erroneously in the past that I've 100%ed this game. I apparently haven't, because this is my actual cart. I apparently did 40 hours, 86%, and I don't really blame myself for not going past that, because this is a long freaking game.
Yeah.
It takes a long time to do.
And there's a ton to collect.
That's one of the problems with the game, is that it is a collection fest. It is ridiculous. Dan, you go ahead and jump into it, because there's, I know, a pretty long cutscene right here at the beginning.
Banana. Yeah, I never understood the purpose of the.
First things first about Donkey Kong 64. It really is a piece of work. Rare is responsible for the game. They also made the Donkey Kong Country trilogy on the Super Nintendo, and I feel like in a way they kind of had to one-up themselves, because they had made this incredible game series for the Super Nintendo, and then they wanted to bring it to the next-gen system, so they had to make it bigger, better, and honestly quite huge. They had a little experience already with the N64, because they actually made Banjo-Kazooie the year before. Banjo-Kazooie came out in 98. Donkey Kong 64 came out a year later, November 99, at least in the States. So they'd already gotten the chance to get a feel for working with, I guess, the 3D platforming genre with Banjo-Kazooie, and then they moved on to make Donkey Kong 64. But they made it huge. In fact, Donkey Kong 64 is one of only 3 games for the N64 that requires the expansion pack, the other 2 being Majora's Mask and Perfect Dark. Donkey Kong 64 is gigantic. It is a collection fest. You have to collect things left and right. And
it's like bananas, golden bananas.
There's
like coins, there's blueprints, there's...
Yeah. So
it's all over the place.
I feel like, in a way, Donkey Kong 64 is the perfect game for someone who is incredibly obsessive about that kind of thing.
Very OCD.
Yes. I mean, if you... Well, it's true. If you are into, like, 100%ing a game, good lord, there is not a better game for you to play than Donkey Kong 64. But I feel like, in a way, it drags on quite a bit. Like, it's almost like they wanted to put so much stuff into the game that they just never stopped. You know, they put one thing and then another, etc. Anyway, to talk a little bit about this cutscene, Dan, since you're so familiar with the game, why don't you explain what's going on?
Okay, so they basically, King K. Rool came to Donkey Kong Island, basically to destroy it with this giant laser machine thing that
which is the Blastomatic, right?
Yes.
Which is a great name.
Yeah, which is the best name.
And they're trying, but
now they're like, oh snap!
But something happens and they like run into the
Yeah, they pull a Titanic almost.
Oh, Dan, too soon.
I'm sorry,
Dan.
too soon.
It's only been 100 years.
Yeah, they
So then they stall,
yeah.
and then they get stuck here.
Yeah, and so whenever they hit that giant rock, they basically kind of destroyed the laser, or I guess it malfunctioned or something. And so during this whole game, you're basically, I guess as we're playing the game, they're I guess fixing the laser and about to kill you until.
And then
Yeah.
it's been a long time since I played this. I did put 40 hours into this game, but only when I was a kid, and this is not a game I ever returned to. I never went back and played this game again because, and I'll get into that soon enough, but I didn't care for it all that much. It's not that it was a bad game, but it's long. It takes a long time. It's not one you can just kind of sit down and play through. So I was more into Banjo-Kazooie. Banjo-Kazooie takes like 10 hours to beat the game. If you're trying to get everything, it takes like 15. Donkey Kong 64 takes at least 30. Like 30 to 35 hours to get through everything. So it's huge.
This time there can be no mistakes.
He just ate a grenade.
That seems dangerous.
Oh, your excellency, we've already taken care of business.
So they have captured all of the Kongs,
Yes.
except Donkey Kong.
Yeah. Which is weird. Because they easily could have done that because he's asleep. Like when he goes. One of the things I didn't understand about this game was that like they show him like in a little cage, even though he's in his house. I don't
Maybe that's supposed to be like,
metaphor or
I don't know, like
something.
what they were. Maybe there's like a security camera.
Yeah, something.
Oh, you know what I remember? There's like a big training sequence at the beginning of this too. Squawk, DK, come quickly. They're gone. They're all gone. You don't actually get to play as Squawks in the game, do you?
I don't believe so.
I think the only animal companions in Donkey Kong 64 are Rambi and Ungard.
Woo! So now we're playing.
So now a few minutes in, we can finally control Donkey Kong. As a reminder, Dan is the one playing as Donkey Kong.
Yeah, and that's Candy over there, who you'll meet later.
Or we know from Donkey
yeah.
Kong Country. See,
Well,
I know.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, you'll meet her later in the game.
Yeah,
like-
and you didn't play the other games too, so
right.
this.
So everybody is new, and I didn't know. Who,
I mean, for a lot of this was kind of like fan service to me because I'm seeing all these characters in 3D, and I was a huge fan of the Donkey Kong Country series growing up. I mean, I loved the games, particularly when I was a kid, particularly 1 and 2. But now that I've gotten older, I've learned that I like 2 better than 1, and 3 is a pretty good game too. But you have to do all your training with Cranky. And this is actually pretty reminiscent of Banjo-Kazooie for the fact that at the start of Banjo-Kazooie, you have to talk to, I don't know his name, Bottles?
oh, right. Yeah.
Bottles the mole,
But
and
the
he
thing
teaches you all the
is,
stuff.
I'm pretty sure you can't skip Bottles training. I'm not sure if you can.
Yeah, you can just go straight to the top of the mountain in Banjo-Kazooie, and Bottles would be like, "Are you sure you know everything?" And you could be like, "Yeah, idiot, just leave me alone." Can you skip everything in this game?
I hope so. There's like 6 barrel thing. Yeah.
Yeah, there's
you
like
can't-
training you have to do to like to teach you how to play,
Yeah, even though I know how to.
even though we know how.
Well, I haven't actually played this in a very long time. What did Cranky mean about training? Donkey all confused.
Donkey idiot.
I'm sorry, I just decided to do.
Donkey really stupid. Donkey gonna walk really slow.
Yeah, he is not very.
Another issue I have with the game now, that it's not rearing its ugly head too badly right now, but it definitely does at points in the game, is what I call GoldenEye syndrome. And what I mean by that is when I was a kid playing GoldenEye was the crap, bro. It was a fantastic game. It was wonderful, but when you
It
go
was like
back,
the best multiplayer.
oh yeah, and it was, but it has aged terribly. And one of the problems
I'm sorry.
is, well, in GoldenEye particularly, it's the draw distance. Like, you can't see anything. There's parts in GoldenEye where people are shooting you, and you can't see them to shoot
Yeah,
back.
especially like the dam level.
Yes, particularly that. Like, you can even have your sniper rifle, and the enemies can see you and shoot you, and you can't see and shoot them. But this game suffers from GoldenEye syndrome, particularly because of frame rate. When you're a kid, when I was playing this game 15 years... Dan, this game's 15 years old.
Are you serious?
Yes, I just realized. Wow, I feel old. When I was playing this game 15 years ago, you don't really notice those issues, but now the frame rate issues are a big problem. Obviously, in a console game, you want to keep at least 30 frames a second, and there's definitely times in Donkey Kong 64 where that dips to half that. You might be playing at 12 frames a second, and it's one of those things that, going back and playing it now, it's very obvious to me, and it's kind of hard to look past. Banjo-Kazooie, from what I remember and have played, doesn't have those problems, which is kind of nice. Banjo-Kazooie is also a little more concise. Banjo-Kazooie feels more like, a game that you could sit down, you can play through, it's very enjoyable, but you don't feel like you have to collect 400 million of everything.
Yeah, it's...
So... Anyway, that's my biggest issues with it. In the past, I have spoken poorly of the game, but it's not that I hate Donkey Kong 64. You just have to understand that it did not do for video games or for the N64 what Donkey Kong Country did for the Super Nintendo. Because when the original Donkey Kong Country came out on Super Nintendo, it was a huge deal. Like, what it did was amazing. And Donkey Kong 64 didn't quite hit that mark. In a way, Banjo-Kazooie sort of did. It was really good. Yeah. Also, the training went fast.
Yeah, I did good.
You did very good, Dan. I'm sorry, I haven't been applauding you, but you've been doing well. But to speak more positively of the game, it is huge. We said earlier, if you have OCD, this is the game for you. But there is literally a ton to do. In fact, there's all of the Kongs are color-coded, and as you play through the levels, you will find things that are not your color. So if you want to collect those items...
Like those coins that I just picked up were the yellow, which is Donkey Kong's color.
But Diddy Kong's like red.
Yeah, Lanky is blue, Chunky is green, and Tiny is...
Purple?
I think so.
Maybe?
Yeah.
It's been 15 years since I played this game, and I'm trying to remember here. But yeah, you will come across items that are color-coded that you can't even collect, so then you have to come back as a different Kong. You can only play one Kong at a time. There's tag barrels, and then you get these tag barrels where you can switch out to different characters. So
I just learned to move by drinking that potion.
I mean, it's a very huge departure from, Donkey Kong Countries 1, 2, and 3 can all be completed in about 2 to 3 hours tops. And then the fourth game in the series, Donkey Kong 64, is 30 hours long. So
yeah.
it's just a different beast. When people ask me why I don't like it, it's not that I don't like it, it's just I don't consider it a part of the Donkey Kong Country games. Because it's not a 2D platformer, it's pretty different. Anyway,
that's one of my favorite things about this game is that their little faces pop up, and then
but
sorry.
the game itself as a 3D platformer is good. The music is fantastic. Fun fact, and another reason why this probably feels so much like Banjo-Kazooie, is that the music was composed by Grant Kirkhope, who also did Banjo-Kazooie. Grant Kirkhope also did about half of the tracks in GoldenEye, too, so he's done quite a few things.
Yeah, so that move that I just learned is the way that I get out of this area.
And that's jump and press Z?
Yeah, it's just A and then Z, and you do a butt bump.
It's kind of like Mario 64. I mean, you have the butt bump. Except...
Yeah, and Banjo-Kazooie, where you,
Yeah, well, in most games, really. I mean, you could even go further back and say Ground Pound with Yoshi and Yoshi's Island. You've always been able to do that kind of thing. Difference is that in Donkey Kong 64, you have to earn your moves, and in Super Mario 64... you're just given everything from the start, with the exception of your caps. You have to earn the flying cap, you have to earn the invisibility cap and the metal cap, but otherwise, you have all of your basic abilities from the beginning.
Okay, so these things are warp points, which she'll explain.
Squawks is going to explain. The overworld is huge. Huge overworld.
And I'm really glad that they made these things, just because if they forced you to...
To walk there, it would take you forever.
Yeah, I mean, I do have to walk there now, but...
Yeah, but you only have to walk there once.
Yeah.
And you're going to explore anyway. So you explore the world, you unlock these warp points, and then if you need to jump around to different parts of the island, you can do it very quickly, which is nice. So
Yeah,
now,
so now if I press Z, some banana portal.
Dan is taken immediately back to where he was. And that barrel floating there is the tag
Even though
barrel.
it's like 20 feet that way.
Yeah.
we use like some special technology magic to teleport. 20.
Special technology magic. The barrel you saw was the tag barrel. That's what allows you to switch Kongs.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'll show that.
And then this thing, that's
Guy.
K-Lumsy?
Yeah.
Boo hoo hoo, oh hi. You go.
No, you go. I'm Donkey.
My name's K-Lumsy, and I've been locked in here because I wouldn't smash up some little island. But how could I? Such a lovely little island full of cute monkeys. So I said no. K-Real says I'm too soft to be a Kremlin, and I'm just staying here until I've toughened up. I'll do anything to be free again. And you get the keys from the boss fights in the world, right?
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah.
Hey, little monkey, perhaps you could help poor old Clumsy escape? Oh, go on, I'll be your bestest friend. Creepy thing. Yeah, okay.
Yes, Donkey will help her.
Oh yeah, that's you. Sorry. I'm so used. Whenever Mal and I do games, like I read everything, and it's not that I'm trying to prevent her from reading, but like she just doesn't want to read it. She wants me to read everything.
So his little dance of joy
Is
what
also frightening.
is.
But there's like the beaver things. I think those have names. I'm not gonna remember what, but like those beavers are from like the first game. I think they're in all the games actually. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe not the third game. Anyway. Oh, Clumsy's so happy now, but K-Rool has taken the keys to this cage and given them to the biggest and most feared soldiers in his army. If you manage to get hold of any keys, please bring them back here to open my locks. Don't tell K-Rool, though. This has to be our little secret.
Like, he would even talk to K-Rool. Like,
Why
what?
didn't he just eat K-Rool? I don't... Whatever.
Yeah, I know. Like, he can easily escape, and these holes are very large in this cage. Like,
Yeah.
Like
I mean, you can actually... I was talking about the frame rate
like he
issues
could
earlier.
easily just...
The game right now, you can actually see is running incredibly slowly, and as you were actually using the C buttons to turn the camera around, it was going really... And, like, that's stuff that pops out to me now. Like, that makes it hard to play. And if you have a lot of enemies and stuff on screen, it can slow down, too.
Yeah.
But...
Let's go back outside.
That's the sound he makes. So you have to beat the bosses, and then get the keys, and then you unlock K-Lumsy. One thing I will say though,
And this is when you have all 5.
but you get Diddy Kong like real early in the
Yeah,
game.
you get him in this first world.
Yeah, you get him really quick, and they each have weapons.
Yeah,
Because he's got a
which is-
coconut gun. Diddy Kong's got like the peanut pistols.
Peanut pistols, yeah. Lanky has a grape. It's like a grape dart gun or something. Oh,
Okay.
these are golden bananas.
Don't they also have instruments?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. He's got the drums. I think that's actually why they made you know
the
that
opening music video thing.
the what?
The music video.
No,
is-
no, the video game with the drums.
Oh, Donkey
Kong.
Konga.
Yeah. I think the reason why they made that is because in this game,
Yeah, actually,
his
yeah,
instrument,
that makes and even in like in Melee or Brawl, the final smash of Donkey Kong is playing his bongos.
Oh right, yeah.
Yep, and also
Die.
is Diddy Kong's instrument a guitar?
Yes, it is.
Thank God, because that's how he finishes the levels in Donkey Kong Country 2. He gets a guitar and no, actually, wait. No, Dixie gets the guitar. What does Diddy do? He just I don't remember what Diddy does. Does he get a guitar? I don't know. Now it's not coming back to me. Anyway, so we've already kind of established that the game is long, and it is good. One thing I haven't tried playing this on is a emulator, at least extensively. I imagine that if you could play on an emulator where it could retain a solid frame rate, I would appreciate it a little more, probably.
Okay, so this guy is basically blocking me from getting into the level until I get that certain amount of golden bananas, which I did.
You know what? I just got a really weird Diddy Kong Racing feel. Have you ever played Diddy Kong Racing?
Mm-mm.
I just got a big Diddy Kong Racing feel right there. And Rare was also responsible for Diddy Kong Racing. At least I'm pretty sure. They had to have been this Donkey Kong game. So I kind of wonder if they were working on the stuff at the same time. I know Rare was a pretty big studio, so they had different teams working on different things. How did he do that? I actually don't understand what he's looking at right now. Why is Donkey
that's what I was trying to explain earlier. Is that like, is that just supposed to be like, I don't know.
I have no idea. It is a little odd. Anyway,
Jungle Japes.
I know we're 20 minutes into this thing, but we're finally getting into the
actual level.
The actual first level.
We can get Diddy. Oh, and these guys.
Oh yeah, and then you have to feed those guys bananas, right?
Toff and Scoff or something.
And yeah, there's a scale, and you feed them enough bananas, and they get fat enough to weigh it down.
Yeah, and so basically, and so they have like a banana limit, or a banana, whatever.
Okay.
Like you need 200 bananas to fight the boss, and so they basically. Oh whoops! Nope. Oh god. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, like they can't reach the key to open the door to the boss until you get them fat enough to.
Okay, yeah, I remember.
Which is not a good message for children. eat until you can accomplish all your.
I don't think.
Hopes and dreams.
I don't really think it was a message to children, but okay. More banana coins.
Yay.
And more of the.
So what's cool is that like even though I didn't collect those coins earlier, in this level. You know, those 3 that I found in the cave?
Yeah.
They still extend to, like, they're not exclusive to a certain level or a certain...
You just said you have coins that...
Yeah, that you can just
It's collective over everything.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, DK, help! Blurg! That's Diddy, alright. Blurg! And you can see there's, like, semi-transparent stuff bouncing, and that means it's only for another character.
Yeah.
Squawk, K-Roll's minions have been 25 gold bananas around this area, but you'll only be able to find 5 of them without the help of the other Kongs. Bark.
You really cannot do a voice.
No, I can't.
For like longer than 10
It's really
words.
bad.
Okay, yeah. So for these things, so these work within the levels too, just like the ones outside in the outside world. So this can take me back to the front of the level.
Okay.
So if I ever have to come back here, I don't have to go through that whole cave thing again.
Yeah.
Which is neat.
And
I'm gonna go rescue Diddy.
I remember like there's a I actually it's weird because I played this kind of recently. And I shouldn't say that because I didn't play through the entire game or anything, but I played through like a little bit of the beginning of the game like I don't know, a year or less ago. And in that time, I remember that there's a part where I had the gun and I was trying to shoot something, and like the draw distance was so low because it was the N64 that I had to actually physically get closer, even though I knew where it was. K-Rool's Battle Arena.
Oh yeah, should
There's
I do
crowns?
that? Should I do that? You didn't.
What? I don't even know what.
Oh,
the
here
crowns...
I'll just show you. It'll take like a minute.
What do the crowns even do?
I don't even know. They.
Beaver Brawl.
This one's easy because then you can just do this.
Dang. So you're just cheating the system. Come on, Beaver. What you got, Beaver? Die.
Boom! Die, Beaver, die.
Die, Beaver, die.
Sounds
You
like
have to
Beaver,
kill like 9.
Like Beaver. Justin.
Boom.
Yeah.
Are there more than 9? Or are they infinite and it's just how many you can kill?
Well, no, it's just
you
just
didn't
have
get
to-
them.
No. It's just time limited or whatever.
Well played. Jump and get your crown,
Yeah.
which I don't know what that's for.
I don't understand why he doesn't immediately put it on his head and leave it on throughout the entire game.
Too much extra effort on behalf of the development team.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's bad. I mean, there's so many different things to collect. I don't even know what the crown was for. There's so much stuff.
And something that I didn't know that were in the past games were the launching barrels or sky barrels.
Yeah,
or
the
whatever.
barrels. I mean, okay. One thing I gotta hand to Donkey Kong 64 is that it has a lot of the original elements from the trilogy, the first 3 Donkey Kong Country games, and that feels really, really nice. Especially, like I said, 15 years ago, I'm a kid. I grew up playing the Donkey Kong Country games, so this game meant a lot to me. It's only in my older age that I've started to not like it as much, because I guess I can see how well done Banjo-Kazooie was and how it's more concise, and that's I prefer that. Once again, not that this is a bad game, but I would rather play Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah.
But
This is the armory where you get.
you have to get the gun to shoot the thing.
Yeah, and so the different buttons are the different things that you.
Man, Funky's been so many different things.
Hey, it's been a long time, donkey dude. Sorry. Karu's return is a real bummer, so the main monkey's here to fix you up with some kicking butt hardware. Check this out, bro. I've got this real cool shooter that'll totally kill all of the people, and it's yours for only $3. Are we talking a deal? Nope.
So there's the gun. What I was saying a minute ago was that this game takes a lot of elements from the first 3 games, whereas Donkey Kong Country Returns, originally, when Donkey Kong Country Returns came out for the Wii, I was almost a little disappointed because they went with a completely new direction. There's no Kremlings in Donkey Kong Country Returns. K. Rool is not the boss in Donkey Kong Country Returns, and I guess I just kind of wanted that. After I've played through it, that doesn't bother me anymore. Like, they went with some kind of tiki-themed thing, and it's fine. Because the game was so good, Retro did such an amazing job with it that I was totally okay with it. But originally I was like, I don't know about this. But Donkey Kong 64 is so much.
I totally missed that first.
Yeah, I was wondering where you were going. You're
I was like, oh,
taking a shortcut. But Donkey Kong 64 really does.
Is it on this one?
A lot with that. Also, all those fish in the water. Yeah, that's probably because of the glory that is the expansion pack requirement. Getting that extra 4 megabytes of RAM.
Yeah, and those butterflies, bro. Look at them butterflies.
Yeah. I mean, there's also like butterflies in Ocarina of Time, but yeah.
Yeah, well,
whatever. We don't talk about that. So you're gonna hit all 3 of those things, and then you'll be unlocking Diddy Kong, and then we will have 2 of 5.
Whoa.
Now the other guys take a while to get to, though.
Yeah, because it's.
You get Lanky next.
Yeah.
And then you get Tiny.
I think he's the next world. Yeah.
And then Chunky. And Dixie.
No, what about why? Oh God, I'm so sorry.
Well, I mean, it's also hard to control these types of games too, so I don't really blame you.
Yeah. And the camera is pretty.
Yes, it's not that
You have
good.
to do with the C buttons left and right.
Yeah, and it also kind of all feels like it's playing in slow motion a little bit. There you go.
Oh God.
Okay,
oh
you should really line up that camera.
I should
there you go.
practice a little bit more.
There you go. You did it.
Roll into that barrel.
Whoa!
Yeah, and you don't get to shoot yourself into the.
Wait, where's the last one?
Wait. Oh, did I not shoot it?
Where is it?
Oh my God.
I don't even know where it is.
I totally. Wait.
That's the peanut. What's the last one?
Wait, I hit that one down there, right? And then I hit the second one?
Is there one over there on the left?
No. Oh wait. Oh, it's on the right. My bad.
Oh, do you know where this?
Yeah.
Well, you played this game more than I did, I think.
My bad.
Dan claims this game as his childhood game, and
well, that and Ocarina of Time and other things.
Yeah. Well, everyone. Wow, that didn't kill you. I think everyone claims Ocarina of Time to some degree. I mean, very few people I know that grew up with an N64 did not play Ocarina of Time as a kid. You know, it's just a huge game for them.
Oh, yippee, way to go, DK. Now I'm free, I can help you by collecting red bananas. They're covered in the blood of the innocent. I'll just go and wait in the tag barrel until you need me.
Okay, the thing that I don't understand is why is he able to teleport?
Yeah,
Like,
why couldn't he just teleport out of there?
yeah.
Okay.
Whatever.
Things that...
And the red bananas remind me of that Mitch Hedberg joke about bananas.
Alright, so now the tag barrels make a little more sense. You can jump into a tag barrel and you can
Yeah.
switch instantly to Diddy Kong.
Whoop.
And Diddy Kong has his infamous cartwheel, right? He cartwheels
Yeah.
around? Yeah. You know, spending 30 minutes playing this game has actually kind of made me want to play this game a little bit. Not to do an LP.
I need to go.
No desire to do an LP. That won't be happening.
That would take probably longer than your Skyrim LP.
it would. There will be
Probably
some
not
rivaling.
so far, but
There would be some rivaling there, yeah. No desire to LP the game because it just it didn't have the same effect on me as a kid as the original trilogy did. But still, I think, you know, the last few years that I've thought in my head, I like Banjo-Kazooie. And Donkey Kong 64 is just Banjo-Kazooie with the Kongs. I have a little bit of, a slightly more appreciation for it, watching you do this. I really do. Anyway,
yeah.
that's going to be it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching.
And I get that cave now.
Donkey Kong 64, actually, as far as I know, has only ever been released on N64.
Yeah, which is sad.
It actually never came, as far as I know, it never came out on the Wii Virtual Console. And actually, the Donkey Kong Country trilogy was on Wii Virtual Console, and it eventually got pulled because of some weird licensing thing with Rare, Microsoft, and Nintendo. So I don't know what to tell you. If you want to find this game, you should be able to pick it up at a used game store. It's usually very common because the game sold a ton of copies. But if you want to put in a good 30 hours into a collection fest, go for it.
Yeah.
Dan, thank you for joining me today.
Oh, thanks for having me today.
I'm glad we got to play a game that, you know, meant a lot to you, and
Yeah.
I got to see an expert play the game.
Oh gosh. Not even close.
Anyway, that's going to be it for today. List some games that you'd like to see for First 20 or Demo Fridays down below. We'll see you guys next week for another probably First 20, but possibly Demo Fridays. We switch them off every once in a while. See you then.
Here's a cannonball. Yeah.
Splash.